If you're a multiple 6 or 7-figure Shopify brand owner and you're wanting to scale in 2024, I'm going to be honest with you. There are a lot of new ways coming out online of how to actually scale your brand in 2024, and a lot of them are either outdated or simply just aren't true. And I would know this because over the last 4 years, I've scaled multiple brands to over $1 million a month in sales, and a lot of the strategies that I'm seeing popping up are actually strategies that we've tried ourselves on over 70 different Shopify brands. So to be honest, I don't know absolutely everything, but I've seen quite a bit about what works, what doesn't, but more importantly for you, what's actually working right now in 2024 to actually scale an ecom brand predictably. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what is working right now, strategies that are actually up to date, so you know that it will actually work for you by taking action on it at the end of this video. Now, the first thing that I see online, a lot of people talking about as strategies to actually scale your brand are still to do with media buying. Now, if you've seen some of my videos before, I've definitely talked about the importance of media buying, but at the end of the day, people are still talking way too much about it. Media buying used to be a great tool to actually scale your ad account pre-iOS. Back in the golden days of 2018, 2019, early 2020, when you could literally click your way to success with media buying tactics. You could test this percentage of audience with this percentage of a lookalike and have this retargeting campaign and that campaign. And at the end of the day, you could take mediocre creatives, give them to a really good media buyer, and you could honestly click your way to success. However, this just simply does not work anymore with the changes that have gone on to all of these advertising platforms and how much more competitive it has actually got. For a lot of brands that are out there right now still trying these strategies to scale their accounts further, they are struggling significantly. And if you feel like you're also struggling on your ad platforms, I want to ask yourself how much time you actually spend in the ad account versus outside of the ad account. Because for the people that are spending more time inside of the ad account, you'll actually notice that the inside of the ad account looks a lot worse compared to the people that are actually spending all of their time outside of the ad account. If you're still thinking that media buying is a great strategy to drive sales for your Shopify brand in 2024, whether you believe me or not, just look at what these platforms are actually doing. A lot of these platforms nowadays, for example, the big one being Facebook, is actually telling you to not even choose an audience, to not worry about where the ad's being placed, and even letting AI just do the targeting and spending for you. On top of that, you'll notice with one of Facebook's most recent updates introducing something called flexible ads, it's literally just telling you to upload your creatives, click publish, and that is it. These machines are only getting smarter, and at the end of the day, where the real advantage is coming from is again from doing things outside of the ad account. And a lot of those things I'm going to touch on very shortly, but the main issue is that if you're blaming Facebook for bad performance, but you're spending all of your energy trying to media buy your way to success and trying the newest and latest campaign structure and strategy to grow your business, not only is your revenue going to continue to struggle to grow, you're probably going to end up giving up on these ad platforms, which then in turn fuels your competition because your competition is likely doing the things that you're not, and then is also going to give your competition even more market share because if they're doing the right things, which a lot of your bigger competitors are, which is why they're your bigger competitors, they are just taking even more of your market share because they're using these platforms in the right way to grow their business, while you're still in your ad account trying to figure out if ABO or CBO is better for your ads. So the main thing here to take away from this first issue is that media buying is not going to grow your business. The things that are actually going to grow your business are the ad creatives themselves, which brings me to number 2 of strategies that are completely outdated, which is minimal effort user generated content. If you are expecting that your $50 or $100 video from a website like Billo, and again, this is not me saying Billo isn't a good platform, I'm just saying this is something that we see a lot of people doing, but if you really expect a $50 UGC video with zero strategy and zero effort with some very junior content creator to make you an ad that can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, you should probably rethink your strategy. When it comes to content creation and getting actual ad creatives into your account that can scale, you have to have a way stronger strategy to be able to actually perform on these platforms in 2024. The reason why some of these platforms like Billow or very inexpensive content creation services used to work is because there wasn't really that many people doing it and you could essentially get away with it. Nowadays, if you're trying to cheap out on your content and cheap out on your creatives, your competitors who are actually investing and putting time into the best creatives they can possibly make are going to absolutely crush you. And so the reason why just testing 1 or 2 new UGC videos with zero strategy won't work for your business nowadays is because everybody else is doing that. And so what ends up happening is the market just gets filled with a bunch of crappy UGC and really low quality ads, and the brands that win are the ones that are actually putting time and effort into the content that they're putting on these platforms. So what you have to do is you have to focus on an actual strategy for the content and for the creatives that you're putting into your account. On top of that, you also need to be studying and learning from every single ad creative that you launch, so that way you can know what to iterate, what to make more of, or what angle you need to be going after to actually sell your product. If you're not looking at things like the actual desires in your market, the awareness levels, or how sophisticated it actually is, you will struggle to make ad creatives that can actually scale your account. So if you actually want to scale nowadays, you have to seriously think through each and every single ad creative that you're putting into your account and consider every single piece of it and essentially treat them as masterpieces that you're crafting together to get someone to convert and actually buy your product. If you're still just throwing random pieces of content that you get into your ad account as your core strategy, you are going to struggle to scale your brand. Now, maybe not as much as the person that's only focused on media buying. You have to have a strategy behind the creatives that you're putting in your account. Another third and final thing that is going to be a little bit controversial, but I'm not going to lie, this is something that is starting to become even more outdated, and to be honest, it actually took our agency probably too long to figure out. And what I'm talking about is that you shouldn't be focused on essentially optimizing your website when it comes to growing your Shopify brand in 2024. You should actually be focused on optimizing your landing pages. And now what I mean by that is because if you are trying to acquire new customers specifically from your paid ads, which for most of you watching this channel is probably what you're doing, you need to be thinking so much more about the actual customer journey and optimizing landing pages from your ads compared to just optimizing your website as a whole. The idea of optimizing your website is still a really good idea. Don't get me wrong, it's not something that won't grow your business, but at the end of the day, something that will actually grow your business a lot faster is strategizing landing pages for your ads in particular. If you are able to actually build congruent customer journeys where someone clicks an ad focused on a specific angle and then they land on a landing page that's talking about the exact same thing, that customer journey is going to be so much smoother, and you will likely convert a higher percentage of new customers by optimizing landing pages rather than optimizing your website as a whole. And to be honest, this is something that if you want to get ahead of the curve, you should start doing right away, because this is a strategy that I still see so many people neglecting, yet the brands that are really scaling and are doing it as profitable as possible are the ones that are putting a lot of attention on everything after the click. If you remember what I said in the very beginning about working on things outside of the ad account, optimizing your landing pages is one of those crucial things that actually help you scale your ads in particular further. At the end of the day, the goal is not really to have a high conversion rate. The goal is to be able to scale your ads further. So if we're focusing on pages that help us do exactly that, that is going to be a way better strategy for you to actually grow your business. So with all of that said, after having tested a lot of different strategies around media buying, around low budget content creation and lack of strategized creatives, all the way to optimizing our clients' websites, the 3 things that have really allowed our brands to grow in 2024 have been: number 1, using media buying as a tool rather than a growth tactic. Number 2, focusing on highly strategized creatives and putting a lot of attention into each and every single ad that we put into our account. And number 3, optimizing landing pages for our ads in particular, rather than just optimizing everything on the website as a whole. Now, of course, I couldn't tailor this exactly to your business and build out some kind of step-by-step blueprint for you in this video, but if you are are interested in seeing if you're a good fit to work with our team and you want to get a custom action plan for your business, make sure you click the link in the description below. Feel free to check out some of our case studies, and after entering your information, you can book a time to speak directly with me to see if we can help scale your business. With that said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this week's video, and I'll see you next week.